All right, let's be honest. Take a look at your desk right now. If it's anything like mine, it's probably covered in, €2 USB cables, €5 phone cases, all that fun random stuff from sites like AliExpress or Temu. Well, if that's you, I've got some news. And yeah, it's going to sting a little.
For years, maybe forever it feels like, we've all been living in this kind of amazing duty-free bubble. That thrill of getting a little package, a little bargain, shipped right to your door from the other side of the planet. It's been this golden age of super cheap, super easy online shopping.
Well, that bubble, it's officially bursting. That whole era is coming to a very, very abrupt end. See, the European Union is moving in, and they're slamming the door shut on the loophole that let all those billions of tiny packages flood into Europe without paying a single cent in customs duty.
So get out your calendar and circle this date in red, July 1st, 2026. That is the deadline. And listen, this isn't some slow, gradual change. They're calling it a cliff for a reason. Because on that day, we all go over it together. And the way we shop online from outside the EU, it's going to change forever.
Okay, so let's get into it. The €1 parcel is basically dead. You could almost say the EU has declared war on that whole business model of super fast, super cheap e-commerce. So let's break down exactly why they're targeting your small packages.
Really, it comes down to one thing, the sheer volume. We're talking billions, with a B, of little parcels flooding into the EU every single year. The old system? It just couldn't keep up. It was overwhelmed, and most of this stuff just slipped right through without any duty. So the EU solution? Just dismantle the entire system.
All right, so let's dig into the nitty-gritty here. The core rule change. What's actually happening? It all boils down to this one little magic number. A number that has pretty much propped up the entire cheap import market for years. I'm talking about the €150 exemption. This thing was the absolute golden ticket for places like AliExpress, Temu, Shein, you name it. The rule was simple. As long as your order was under €150, you paid VAT, yeah, but you were totally exempt from customs duty. Well, say goodbye to that. That rule is being completely wiped off the books. And the change here is just black and white. It's incredibly stark. Before July 1st, 2026, no customs duty on those small orders. After, every single order gets hit with customs duty. Every single one. It doesn't matter if it's worth €100 or €1. It's getting customs duty.
And this is the part that's just wild. There is no too small anymore. The change is absolute. We're talking about a €1 item, a single sticker, maybe one tiny little resistor for a project you're working on. Even that will now need a full customs declaration and a duty payment. It's basically a total logistical lockdown on small stuff.
Okay, so right now you're probably thinking, all right, I get it. I'll have to pay a few cents extra in duty. Big deal. Oh, but you'd be wrong. So wrong. This is where things get, well, really painful for all of us. Let's talk about the hidden Euro 3 trap.
So to stop the ports from just completely seizing up, the EU is bringing in a new flat rate duty. It's €3. But here's the real kicker, the part they don't exactly shout about. It's not €3 per package. No. It's €3 per type of item inside that package. Let me just walk you through the math on a typical little online shopping haul, right? Let's say you buy a phone case for €2, a charging cable, another €2, and a screen protector, also €2. Your total for the products is €6. A bargain, but after July 2026, that's €3 duty on the case, €3 on the cable, and another €3 on a screen protector. Suddenly, you're paying €9 in duty for a €6 order. Think about that.
You're literally paying more in tax than you paid for the actual items. And, it gets worse, we haven't even talked about the handling fee. If the seller doesn't prepay that duty, and Post is going to slap you with another $6.95 fee. So your sweet little €6 bargain haul, it just exploded into a €20 headache. No thanks.
Okay, now, for everyone in Ireland, let's bring this home. Because we're in a bit of a unique and kind of tricky situation. For years, Amazon.co.uk has been our go-to, right? Well, that is about to get a lot more complicated.
So here's the new reality for us. If you order from the UK site and your package ships from a warehouse in, say, England or Scotland, boom, that €3 duty is coming for you. This is exactly why you're seeing a big push towards Amazon.ie. Anything you buy there is already inside the EU customs zone, so it's the much safer bet.
What this all means is that the shipped from location is now everything. You have to pay attention.
If it's coming from a warehouse in Dublin or even Belfast, you're safe. But if that package starts its journey in England, Scotland, or Wales, it's going to get hit with the fee. That green lane that made things so easy for so long, it's getting really, really narrow.
And hey, don't even think you can just hope your package will slip through the cracks. That's not going to work anymore. The enforcement is going to be strict. It's going to be automated. The era of customs agents just kind of turning a blind eye to that mountain of little jiffy bags, yeah, that's over.
Okay, so that's a lot of bad news. I know, that's the problem. But what can we actually do about it? Let's talk solutions. Here is your official 2026 survival guide to help you adapt and hopefully avoid these crazy new fees.
I've got 3 simple steps for you. Step 1, aggregate. Seriously, stop ordering one little thing at a time. Bundle your purchases. Combine those small items into one bigger shipment to avoid getting hammered with that per item fee over and over. Step 2, go local, or at least EU local. Prioritize shopping from Irish and EU retailers. Amazon.ie, Amazon.de, they are your new best friends. And finally, step 3, buy it now. If there's some specific gadget or electronic part you know you're going to need from outside the EU, my advice is to stock up now. Get it before that July 1st deadline hits.
When you step back, you can see what the EU is really trying to do here. That whole wild west of cheap disposable stuff coming in from all over the world, they're basically building a fence around it. The whole point of this policy is to make us all think twice before we click buy. They want to encourage us to buy less, maybe buy better quality things, and definitely buy more stuff from within the EU.
So there it is. The rules of the game are changing. And frankly, it doesn't matter if we like it or not, it's happening. The only question that's left is for you. What are you going to do? Are you going to adapt your shopping habits, or are you just going to end up paying the price?